How are we, everybody? Hope you're having a good morning so far. It's been a miserable day for us here. It's been raining all day. On that note, rain is great. We need it for the ground, but it may be a bit too much for us at the moment. A bit wet under the foot. Talking about pruning. Now, as you can see behind me and around me here, there's a lot of hedging. English box, Ligustrum undulatum, and look, have a look at that. Have a look at the workmanship there. That was done this morning just before the rains came. I know it's not raining now, but we got a downpour for about 6 hours. Now, that was done by my son, yes. He's a legend. He's got a good eye for it, actually. He's actually picked up the horizontal levels really well. He's not so good with the vertical sides, but that's okay. We'll work on that one. But I can't complain. And he's done a lot of work. This is not the hour about my son, but why not? What's going on here, Louis? You got to print all that too, mate. You'll get around to it. And we've got the top to do. But back to the topic about pruning, rose pruning. This is your typical rose scenario going on at the moment in a lot of homes. It's time to prune it back, and you can cut it back, you know, willy-nilly, prune anywhere you like and close your eyes, and the rose will come back good. The thing about pruning back anywhere, let me give you an example. Well, let's do it here. Okay, so along here we've got buds. We've got a bud there, we've got a shoot coming out the side there. Don't ask for the correct terminology, that's how I call them. And we've got little buds appearing every 3 or 4 centimeters. There's a stem there, and there's another bud there. That's a dead top part. We cut that off. Now, if this was actually attached to the rose and I was going to cut it back, I would, for starters, cut this one off completely down to here. So because we've got that stem there, cut that off completely there. And if I want to work this one back down, just to create a bit of shape, I'd be looking for an outward facing bud. So what you see there, let's consider that's the middle of the plant. That's an outward facing bud. So you would cut just about there, just above it on a slight angle. Purpose of that is so water runs off. Now over this side here, we've got a bud facing out here, and we've got one over there. Now you would say, let's prune back to this one here. It's okay, that's not too bad. If it seems a little bit lanky, you could always take it back down to there. It is almost facing in, but not quite in, but it's not a bad shape, so you can go as far as that. The other part to the problem of pruning, and allow me to show you this, is when you don't come back far enough, that's what happens, you get dieback. That can become canker. Now that's just dieback, the end of the stem. If that was canker, and I'm lucky to say I haven't quite got it on these plants. I'm having a look over here at the moment. There's no canker on this. I know there's a lot of dieback, but imagine that was dying and sort of suppressed a little bit on the outside, shrinkage, like that over there, but not over the entire, well, you could almost say that is canker. That could work its way back down, all the way down this stem, and continue all the way down to the base of the plant. And if that happens and you don't do anything about it, you can kiss your rose goodbye. So you've got to prune all that out. Now the way that happens is dirty secateurs, bad pruning, and sometimes, and most times I should say, not sometimes, is not pruning close enough to a bud. For example, that's a bud there. We prune this far up. All that stem there has got to die off before it pushes energy out there. So you need to remove as much of that as possible without getting too close to the bud. Cut about there, comfortable. About 5 millimeters, 10 millimeters, quite safe. Cut it any further away, it will die back, and then disease can enter and canker develops and the whole plant dies. So it's time to prune your roses, folks. There's your lesson, real simple. This is a mess. I've got to cut it back, and this is what I do. I close my eyes and I do that, because I'm actually going to go down here, like that. So after telling you all the wonderful tips and advice about canker and cutting back your roses, you can be quite hard on them as well. So initially, this is what I do. I clean them up like this, but then I will go back around each cut and have a close look at it and see where I've missed. And if it's close enough to where I want it to be, I'll leave it. If it's not, like here, I'll just cut it off, and that cleans it up for me. So get out there, prune your roses, shape them up, And if you've got disease, don't be so concerned so much about mildew and black spot, because all the leaves will fall off, and closer to July is when we start spraying again and fertilising. Check out our website, vasilisgarden.com, for some great specials, and don't forget to subscribe to VIP, our VIP magazine, because you get a great deal there and you get your 40 reward points added back into your account, so you basically get your subscription for free. Yeah, I'm looking around here. I sort of got the nod here to tell me, how many roses has he got? I think about 80, 90, maybe 100 roses around the property. That's the first one I started on. I'll see you in about a year, mate. Maresi.